way too much, but not nearly enough. With you on the other end of the line. She said, you know, you could still call me. Well, lately I've been thinking about everything, but something leaves me stranded in between. Yeah, I'm stranded in between. And she's my Marilyn Monroe, and I'm her Joe DiMaggio. Marilyn Monroe and DiMaggio. Never together, but forever linked. We're kinda like birds of a feather, baby. When our spirits start to sink, yeah, we're forever linked. She's my Marilyn Monroe, I'm her Joe DiMaggio. Marilyn Monroe and DiMaggio. Yeah, she's my Marilyn Monroe, I'm Joltin' Joe DiMaggio. Marilyn Monroe and DiMaggio. DiMaggio. DiMaggio.
No.
Why don't we do a take two?
Wait a minute, let's start again. Hello, hello.
Hi, this is Ron Vodry.
This is Alex Nussbaum.
This is Jason Fraser.
This is Matt O'Brien.
Hey, this is Ray Zwicker.
All right, world. My name is Cal Post.
Guys, this is Christina Walkinshaw.
This is Eddie Delaseppe.
This is Adrian Spencer.
My name is Timo.
And you're listening to the Julien Dionne
You're listening to the Julien Dionne Comedy Hour podcast.
Who am I talking to? What am I doing?
Julien Dionne Comedy Hour.
You're listening to the... some
Comedy hour. See, I took the word out comedy. Changes the meaning completely, doesn't it?
Dazing. Not really, I'm overworking, but dazing. The holidays. Happy holidays. You're listening to the Julien Dionne Comedy Hour podcast.
And aren't we all?
Now broadcasting live and totally uncensored, from Lemon Press Studio in the beautiful Gatineau Hills.
Project. I was like half asleep on the couch and now I'm projecting.
Hey everyone, this is Christian Potenza.
This is Gay Trevor Wilson.
This is Jean Paul, a.k.a. the Island Hipster, hashtag hipster business.
This is Steph Tola.
Hey, this is Jake Goldsby.
This is Sky Wallace.
Hey everybody, this is Erica Sigurdsson, aka Ricky Siggs.
Okay, hello. Hi.
This is Howard Wagman.
Hey, this is Peter Anthony, the PA system.
This is Matt O'Brien.
Some people like that's my rap name.
This is Jen Grant and you're listening to the Julien Dionne Comedy Hour podcast.
Show. You and me belong, just like the flowers, laughing all day long. People, I need you loose. Sing a little song, then take a shower. Julien Dionne.
It's a show. It's not an hour. It's a show. It's okay.
Oh my gosh. Spiking those levels. Whoops. That's a little loud. Welcome to the show. Good morning, everybody. Yes, Queen, welcome to the Julien Dionne show with Jen Grant. Welcome to the show, everybody. We are live on a Monday morning, Monday, September 28th. Wow. Here we are broadcasting to you live from Lemon Press Studios in the beautiful Gatineau Hills. Hey. Yeah, we are live on YouTube and Facebook as we are Mondays through Fridays at 7 a.m. Eastern. It's the Julien Dionne Show live on, like I said, YouTube, Facebook, Daily Motion, Twitch.
What about Twitch? Oh, okay,
Periscope.
Good. I was just wondering.
Nitty. Bratty this morning. And of course, available on demand wherever you get your podcasts.
Of course.
Get that out of the way. Good morning. Jen Grant is with us, comedian extraordinaire, human extraordinaire.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Here we are. Welcome. By the way, if you are watching live, please feel free to give us a share. Whether that's on YouTube. Can you share things on YouTube? I don't know. Just
good question.
Let people know what you're doing right now. Sigida. We appreciate you being with us. Good morning. At our regular time of 7 a.m., we did Far West Fridays on last Friday, which was week 2 of 4, and we've determined the final week 2 of 4.
Yeah.
The final week of 4. Mm-hmm. It just doesn't, I don't know. I love our mornings. I love the 7 a.m. start. We had a great guest. We had a great show on Friday. We had, of course, Vancouver-based comedian and author Charles Demers.
It was great.
Yeah, it was awesome and everything. And had a great long interview, because it was great.
Period.
It's just period.
Semicolon.
Yeah, I don't know. We decided, it feels weird going on at 10 a.m. We don't quite get the same feedback or engagement as we do at 7 a.m. So we figured, you know what? We took the executive decision. No more Far West Fridays. We did 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We went big, though. We had Erica Sigurdsson and Charles Demers, which is huge.
Yeah.
But then I think we'll just go at 7 a.m. from now on. Monday to Fridays. And if anything, if anybody out west wants to come on the show and promote something, or they'll just have to get up early.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, if people like Howard Stern is live early in the morning, what time does he start?
7 a.m. We're competing right now. We're competing with the biggest radio show in the history of radio right now. So thank you, by the way, if you're watching us live. Thank you for being one of the 33 million people that are not listening to Howard Stern right now.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to say that guests from the West, when they want to be on Howard Stern, they don't ask Howard to start later.
No, they don't. I would argue that Howard has the leverage of having 33 million people listen to him every morning, so people will get up for that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, right, exactly. But, but that's our goal, right? That's been my goal from the beginning. 33 million listeners.
Well, honestly, we do get really good downloads. We have a great community of people that listen to us and support the show, and we appreciate it.
Definitely.
big time.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's not 33 million people. Let's
We're
be
getting there.
realistic.
We're getting
getting there. 31 million on Sunday was 31 million subscribers. So thank you for that. Oh my God, even just saying that feels crazy. Anyway, so yeah, thank you for watching. Had a great weekend. Excuse me. On the brink of I don't know what's happening, lockdown or what the hell. I'm really missing home these days. I'm homesick from New Brunswick. I'm missing my friends and my family, and it's really starting to get to me. I'm depressed, I think.
Aww.
I know. Good. All right. I'm depressed.
No, it's good to talk about that though, because everybody can relate, right?
I think I am depressed because I wake up in the middle of the night and there's no thoughts that bring me joy.
Oh boy. Not the partner you have next to you?
Of course. We have a
just
great
joking.
life.
You know that's the first thing that would come to
know.
one's mind when one heard a partner say that about.
Just before I continue, I want to say apologies to my brother Pete. Sorry, I forgot to call you back yesterday. Anyway, I know he listens, so.
Oh my gosh.
This
is like personal messages through our podcast.
Well, you know what? I went to bed last night, and as I was dozing, I got a text, and it was from Pete saying, "Sick callback, bud."
Yeah. Well,
I was on the phone with him, and I was like, I was getting another phone call that I had to take. And I was like, "Oh shit, I'll call you right back." And 11 hours later, I got a chirp text going.
Good.
Yeah.
Good that he did that because
fire to my feet. Or
oh yeah, I do that too because. Well, for instance, now that we're on the theme of apologizing to friends, I never texted back Erica Sigurdsson. So if she's listening,
there we go.
Yeah. So I was guilty of that yesterday too. And you know what? I like it when friends call you on it because
me too.
I do that. And I think you should do that. Otherwise, you're just like starting to create this like narrative in your head of why they didn't call back and you're pissed off. Just let it out, especially since, you said your brother, he is like a brother to you. You guys are so close. You should be able to be that honest.
Yeah, for sure. And anyway, so it's just, I woke up in the middle of the night and again, I latch on to these thoughts and nothing is bringing me excitement or joy. Is that dark?
Yeah, because
it's
you know
all
what?
Anxious thoughts.
It's normal right now because that we all our nature. I was talking to, and I've talked about this before on the podcast. I was talking to a friend of mine about that, and she said that she's not normally the type of person to be depressed at all. She just has that kind of a personality that doesn't lend itself to that kind of thinking. But she said the last couple months have been really challenging for her, and she doesn't know how to cope with it because she's never normally sad and depressed like that. But it's because of this pandemic. Our nature is to be excited, especially when life is kind of boring or life is kind of, stagnant. You want to look forward to something. And when you do that, that's our nature, right? And when you do that, then you can feel excited because even though it's boring now and it sucks a little bit now, well, that's okay. We've got this trip coming up or an event or whatever. And it's just, there's nothing like that right now.
It's literally all stress. I woke up thinking taxes. Thinking taxes, which the deadline is in 2 days. I woke up thinking this TV taping I have on Saturday, which I have not practiced and I haven't even gotten full approval on.
You practiced?
When?
Downstairs.
Here, I know, but I mean in front of an audience. You know the value of actually doing it in front of an audience versus downstairs here.
Well, I'm completely screwed, okay, if you say that because I have not. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, but you're doing material. It's not new material.
That's true.
I'm doing new material.
That's true.
I took these ideas that were a 20-second bit and hashed them out into a 8-minute set, which is, I know that 20 seconds of it will work.
Yeah.
Anyway, and I have to go to court today. So many things when I woke up in the middle of the night. Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Court at 11 a.m.
I didn't know that.
Facing the judge.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
Do you have a lawyer?
No, I'm representing myself.
Oh, snap.
Which is what you do for moving violations. I don't think you get lawyers for moving violations. Do you? It's not worth it. It's a ticket for.
What do you think's gonna happen?
I'm gonna get the book thrown at me. I'm going for 2 tickets. One for, I think I've told the story before on the podcast. The first reason I'm going to court today is to fight a... 2 summers ago at Just for Laughs, I had a parking ticket in Montreal and then forgot about it and, was driving in the village last year and was pulled over randomly by the cops. And they're like, is this your car? I'm like, yeah. They go, well, you shouldn't be driving. You, there's a mark on your record for from the city of Montreal. I'm like, well, what is it? Tell me. I didn't even know at the time. They're like, well, we can't see. All we know is that your license is suspended. I'm like, are you kidding me? Turned out it was a $40 parking ticket that turned into a $500 fine.
Jeez.
So I'm fighting that because the cop was like, I had no clue, first of all, that I had this ticket. Second of all, I did not know you could lose your license. Quebec is so strict.
Mm-hmm.
Any other province, if you don't pay a parking ticket, when you renew your plates or your registration, you just pay them at that point with a little bit of a fee if they're late or whatever. No, not Quebec. Quebec, they suspend your license. They come to your house looking for it. Anyway, so I was driving with a suspended license from a $40 parking ticket, got a $500 ticket out of it. And the cop was like, well, it was an error. It was a good faith error, so you could maybe, or a mistake, good faith. What do you call those?
In error in good faith or something?
Yeah, something like that. He's like, you could probably fight it. And he gave me the thing. I'll fold it up. I'm like, well, okay, if you think I can fight it, just give me a warning then.
Yeah,
he was acting like he was doing me a favor. And then not long after that, I had renewed my registration online, but there was a late fee of $11.40 or something like that, which made it not active. So I was driving around with plates that were expired, even though I had paid them. There was still I got the letter in the mail later saying you're driven. Anyway, so I'm gonna see what they say.
I wonder, are you nervous?
Of course, shitting my pants.
Aww.
I'm like, well, and I don't know why. The worst is gonna say is
you have to pay it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Drag.
So I woke up thinking of all that stuff.
Well, good for you for fighting it, though.
Well, fighting it is like just putting it off because I don't know how actually any fighting I'm actually doing.
Well, I wonder if you will, maybe it'll make a difference. Like, are you going to explain your sitch?
Yeah, I'm just going to say, look, because you have to say, are you guilty or not guilty? So I'm going to say guilty, but not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I am guilty of the things, but...
Yeah.
Maybe I should just go into a philosophical rant with the judge about how life is not so black and white and life happens in the gray, Mr. Judge.
Hi.
And we, today, here in this courtroom, are in the gray. Good morning.
What if you... You're all dramatic. What if you said...
Did a big closing argument, like dramatic, like I saw in Law & Order. They're like, guilty. Just pay the tickets and stop wasting taxpayer dollars.
But I wonder if they would take into consideration COVID times.
We'll see. I mean, so far, this court date I've put off 3 times, and now they're like, you can't put it off. If you don't show up, you're guilty. So I've postponed it for COVID and for other reasons.
Do you think it's smart to say you're guilty?
Well, if you're guilty, I don't know.
Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you should say...
I should say not guilty, but listen, hear me out, but... I don't know. The one time I fought a ticket was years and years ago, like 15 years ago. I went in court, put on a suit and everything. It was in Shediac, New Brunswick, in the mall. You go up to the courthouse, and I remember seeing some guys I went to high school with, some real troublemakers that were there for real reasons. I was like, I didn't wear my seatbelt, and I'm wearing a suit. They're all like just dressed normal. They're like, what the fuck are you doing here? I'm like, I'm fighting a seatbelt. And I remember the judge being like, okay, case number Julien Dionne, how do you plead? I'm like, guilty. He goes, okay, minimum fine $600. Clack. He hits the thing. I'm like, oh, is that it? I was like, yeah, have a good day. I'm like, oh.
Oh my God.
I know. So I don't know how it's gonna go.
Maybe
today.
you should say not guilty then. Well, because can't you say not guilty of like a fine of that amount? So why don't you take that angle? And if you say guilty, like, look at what happened to you.
Not guilty for that, Your Honor, but I'm guilty for being a little negligent. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Hi, I'm Julien.
Aren't we all on some level a little negligent?
But what did you learn in New Brunswick when you tried to do it and you said guilty? He didn't even listen to you. So if you're guilty, then they're not even going to listen. why don't you say, like, not guilty? Because if it was just the small fine, maybe. But, like,
No.
you're not guilty of the amount that it ended up being. So why don't you take that approach?
But I am
Do you want me
guilty
to
of
go in and
driving with
represent
a... Yes, can you? This is my lawyer, my partner, Jen Grant. You mean partner law firm? No, life. Anyway, so, yeah,
But
I don't
did
know.
consider being a lawyer at one point, Your Honor. Does that count?
But I do watch Law and Order, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Executive producer Dick Wolf, Your Honor.
Dick Wolf.
Anyway,
He's like,
I
what
don't...
did you call me? I'm like, nothing.
Yeah.
It's the producer.
Did you just call me Wolf Dick?
You're out of order. Get out of this courtroom.
You're badgering the witness.
Mm-mm.
Anyway,
It's
so...
called nagging. It's called nagging, Your Honor.
You're nagging the witness. Whoa. Sorry. All right, don't isolate that clip. Anyway, thanks for being with us. We are live on a Monday and depressed. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel right. It's getting to me. I come on here every day. It's a broken record. I talk about my sleep and all that, but really now it's getting to me. Everything.
Yeah.
Like you said, usually there'd be something on the horizon, a trip and which we do. We do have a very important trip coming up, which I am looking forward to. But and I hate to say this, but I'm actually just looking forward to the Monday after the trip, where it'll all be done. Everything.
Well, you know what I'm looking forward to? Not looking forward to, I should
Or the
say,
Wednesday, yeah.
Is sitting on a plane with a mask on.
Oh fuck!
I'm gonna get your mom actually got us N95 masks.
Oh yeah.
Because they're of course they're better at protecting you from others.
Right.
But hopefully they're comfy, and there's like air in between. I hate that suffocating feeling. But anyway, I still wear it, of course, but
it's like, what are people looking forward to these days? This whole pandemic, the fact that we're really on the verge, it looks like Quebec is on the verge of going into a red zone, which I don't know what any of this means. Ugh. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to... I know that governments are fighting hard, provincial governments, to not lock everything down, but I don't see how we're going... I
know.
And then for us, we've been debating, do we go to New Brunswick? What do we do? There's so many things. I'm just, it's so uncertain and stressful. Those would be the times right now. Uncertain and stressful.
Yep.
For everybody.
Yeah.
I know we're talking about our personal situation right now, but everybody is experiencing some sort of stress on some level.
Yep.
It's just, you're not sure about something. You don't know what your next moves are going to be. And it's, I don't know. It's getting to me.
Oh, I know. I think, many people can relate.
And it's like,
included.
I'm trying to get excited even about the show coming on this morning, and the alarm went off this morning, and I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, well, shit, this is depressing. Maybe, but the point is not to depress you, dear listener. It's to make you feel like you're not alone if you're feeling any of this.
That's right.
It's just weird times.
Well, why don't we try to, by providing a little bit of hope for our listeners, and we will do that for ourselves. Like, maybe we should try to think, of more positive.
That's true. Why do I come here and just negative Nancy?
Bummer.
Did you see that Drew Barrymore has
You're
a
human.
day show?
No.
A day show, a new daytime talk show?
No.
The Drew Barrymore show, and she invited or had Tom Green as a guest.
Yeah. And did you see it?
Yeah, did you see it?
No, I didn't.
Oh. Yeah, that was it.
Did you see anything
they hadn't
or hear
spoke.
anything?
Well, I watched a clip. It was very. They both seemed very uncomfortable, but it was. It was nice. I mean, I guess they hadn't spoken in 15 years.
Wow.
I saw this circulating on social media. This clip of like how she brought him on, and they just talk about their admiration for each other, but it was very like she's very like, I celebrate you, like very over the top zen, and like, I'm here to celebrate you, and I speak your name and all that kind of stuff. It was interesting. It was funny to watch. I wonder. I mean, she's
been through a lot in her life. Oof.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting how that could happen, eh? Like, it's hard to believe when you hear about people who are from Ottawa and then, like, make it to the point where they're, you know, like, rubbing elbows with people, like, kind of movie star.
And by elbows, you mean genitals? Rubbing genitals?
But, like, it's weird
they
how
were
they...
married?
Mm-hmm. It's weird how they ended up, like, fully getting married and everything.
She was just a fan of his. That's how it started. I didn't know how they got married. I just knew that at some point they were married and not, and then. But she was a fan of his and got him on Charlie's Angels. That's where they met. He had a role on there. I don't remember. Anyway.
Goes to show you never know what the hell is going to happen in your life, eh?
Yeah.
Like, he would never have guessed he'd be on Charlie's Angels and then marry Drew Barrymore. Like, that's insane.
And they talked about, I assumed they talked about Wakefield because Tom was talking about how...
he has a cottage here. Right?
Yeah, he said, my parents says hi. And she says, oh, my God, I love your parents. She names them. She said, we spent a lot of time at their lake house. I'm wondering if their lake house is here, because they do have a cottage here. I know that.
Yeah.
It must be that lake house.
Yeah.
So it was like an indirect shout out to Wakefield, Quebec, where we are right now, broadcasting to you live from Tom Green's parents' lake house's village.
Remember there was a listener who was a viewer who was watching on Facebook Live, and we were talking about Tom Green and Drew Barrymore. This is not the first time we've talked about them, and how they were saying that they saw them in Ottawa at Zayfaz.
Yeah.
Remember? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, you gotta, like, the way that Drew Barrymore was talking, like you were saying, all like Zen and spiritual, and you can imagine that living on the West Coast, living the life that she has. Like, you're not, it's kind of like when you see Jim Carrey. It's like they're not regular, I don't know, it's like they're on a different dimension or something. Like, it's like everybody's treat them differently their whole lives.
Yeah.
And they're in this, like, weird bubble, like a weird Hollywood bubble where it's not real life. You know, I think it would be, that's why a lot of people say, like, can you be a comedian when you get really famous and have lots of money? Now, first of all, you don't have the same struggle and the same, like, hunger, because when you don't have a lot of money and you're working your way up, you're going to have, like, different angst and material and things to draw upon. When you start getting, like, wealthy, and not only that, you don't have the same grasp on regular reality.
Right.
As you would when you're starting out. You're not, I mean, I don't know. I just don't think that you can be as funny that way. I'm not saying it's impossible. I just think it's harder.
To be all like that weird new agey kind of way, like, and funny?
New agey, but I think also, like, you're not like a regular everyday person.
You almost
anymore.
become a parody of yourself. Like that kind of thinking, the, personal development, Zen. I'm all for it. But in the privacy of your own home. But when you start outwardly speaking like that, it weirds people out, I feel. Even like for me, someone who can get behind that kind of stuff.
I think you probably also...
When I see her talking like that, I'm
like,
ugh. Like, she's like, oh, and I celebrate your light and your energy here with you today, and I've always celebrated and spoken your name on honor. I'm like,
it's kind of niche-y, eh? Like, it's niche talk. Like,
niche or psychopathic?
Well, because her and her friends talk like that.
Right.
The people she surrounds herself
I
with.
celebrate you today, Jen. I just want you to know. I celebrate you every morning during the Daily Dose and during the show.
Like, I think she could use, if she just, like, used different words, it wouldn't be so weird what she was saying. It's just the words she's choosing sound weird.
Why not be
We're talking about Drew Barrymore.
Yes, Drew Barrymore and Tom Green were reunited on the Drew Barrymore daytime talk show. But it's like, why not just be like, we didn't talk for a while, but we've been through a lot, and I'll always love and respect you, and I admire your work. Why, like, this wording of like, I celebrate your energy and your vocation to the comedy on this world. It's like, all right. I mean, weird, but sure.
Well, have you ever talked to I bet you she does transcendental meditation all the time. Like, have you ever talked to... I remember interviewing, I used to work at Rogers TV, and I interviewed someone who was like a transcendental meditation teacher, and it's like a different look in their eyes and like this energy. I personally admire it, but I know it seems flaky and weird.
I think maybe that's what I need in my life. Some TM
wouldn't hurt you.
Honestly.
Oh, I know.
Maybe I should. Maybe that's my problem. I care too much. I have a social filter on. I should celebrate people's light more in the darkness that surrounds us.
What about your darkness anyway, huh?
What about my darkness?
Yeah, no, I really believe in meditation for sure.
I say this all the time, but it's classic. I'm the classic person. If anybody out there wants to model their lives after or use me as an example of someone that knows what you should be doing but doesn't do it.
Does anyone meditate who's watching right now?
Is anybody meditating right now while you're listening to the sound of our voice? It's almost time for a guided visualization. I don't know, Jenny. You know what I know? I know this.
Daily dose, get the news from coast to coast. Daily dose, all your news from coast to coast.
All the news and headlines from Jen Grant.
Here is your daily dose for Monday, September 28th.
Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate it.
I'm here for you. So 4-time Super Bowl champion Joe Montana rescued one of his grandchildren in a kidnapping attempt this past weekend.
Someone tried to kidnap his grandchildren?
One child, yeah.
A child or a grandchild?
Grandchild.
Okay.
He has 4 adult children, they say in this article. Says the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department says Montana told deputies that his grandchild was sleeping in a playpen on Saturday evening when an unknown woman entered their home and grabbed the child.
What the hell?
I know. Terrifying.
Just walked in the house and grabbed the
Good thing they
child?
were there and around. Yeah. According to reports, Montana and his wife, Jennifer, were at their home in Malibu, California, when a 39-year-old woman walked into their unlocked door. She allegedly took the child out of someone's arms and walked into another room where the Montanas grabbed their grandchild away from her.
What? Okay.
The woman
so
ran
they're at home.
Yeah.
Just hanging out. This stranger walks in,
Yeah.
takes the baby from someone's arms and tries to leave.
Yeah.
How did she get as far as not only walking in, but taking the baby from someone's arms?
I know. It's bizarre. So the woman ran off, but was apprehended by the police who were in the area on an unrelated call. So reports say she was arrested, but they don't really have. They're not going to release her name or the charges just yet. He has 4 adult children, like I said earlier, and he's 64. He's retired from the NFL. He retired in 95, and after 13 seasons with the San Francisco 49ers and 2 with the, do you know?
Hold on, Broncos?
Kansas City Chiefs. Oh. He led the 49ers to 4 Super Bowl victories, was a 2-time league MVP, and 3-time for blah, blah, blah. But anyway, kind of interesting how, like, obviously, do you think that woman picked his house because she knew?
Well, obviously, you have to. They know her, obviously.
You think so?
Well, does it say she was a total stranger?
Well, that's what I was assuming.
How does a total stranger walk into the home of a football legend and grab an infant out of somebody's arms and try to leave, and they go kidnapping attempts? Call the new.
I know.
I mean, none of this makes sense.
I know, you're so angry about it.
Well, it doesn't make sense.
I know.
She must have been a family
it's a short
friend.
Story too.
Yeah, there's too many questions, not enough answers. I don't understand. Like,
are you okay?
No, I'm upset. I'm placing all of my daily stress into this story.
Oh my gosh. Here's a new story that will. I don't think it's going to make you in a better mood. we were talking about it earlier, but it's like impossible not to acknowledge this in the Daily Dose, even though it's super depressing. There's new projections that suggest Ontario's second wave of COVID-19 will peak in mid to late October and will likely send enough patients to intensive care that the hospitals will need to scale down on emergency. Remember when that happened with the lockdown? They were kind of putting on hold all the non-emergency surgeries, etc.
I'm feeling like we haven't learned anything from the first wave. What's different?
I know.
We're in the second wave, and they're giving us the same advice and the same everything. And Quebec cranked out 900 new cases on Sunday.
Yeah. Well, it says here the province is on track to exceed 1,000 new cases per day by the middle of October, unless stricter public health measures slow the accelerating spread. The average number of new cases reported daily in Ontario is currently running 4 times higher than at the end of August. Premier, this is kind of funny. I don't know if it's not funny, but Premier Ford's government has since shrunk limits on the size of private gatherings, reducing opening hours for bars and ordered strip clubs to close. Like, how is that in that sentence? Like,
I know.
What? Yeah.
Who the fuck is going to strip clubs during a pandemic?
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like, how is that even? I don't know. Can't you just put it under the umbrella of businesses like that? Like, I love how that's isolated.
Yeah. Let me go into a closet-size space with a naked, damp person that's been rubbing herself on other people.
I know. Like, are they wearing a mask?
I don't know.
On their mouth and their vagina? Anyway, right now, they say that
V95.
Right now, and anyway, I was going to make another joke, but okay. Right now, they say it's a predominantly younger, healthy people. The crowd is getting COVID-19. The team of researchers has run 4 scenarios with Ontario's second wave, how it could play out. And the best case scenario would mimic Ontario's first wave in April and March, when case numbers increased rapidly, but then were reined in by the lockdown. They showed age groups of Ontario's active cases of COVID-19 right now. And the highest cases by far are from 20 people in their 20s, so 20 to 29. So it's almost 1,400 cases in that age bracket, and the lowest is 80 plus, and then the second lowest is 70 to 79, which was very different from the end of when the first wave happened. But they do predict if it keeps on going the way it's going, it will eventually reach that older population. However, if you think about it, like now the homes are going to be a lot more diligent, I would imagine, overall.
Are they, or are people sick of it and they're like, fuck, I'm done with this shit? Like,
well, the retirement homes is what I mean.
I thought you meant just people's homes. The thing with this second wave that makes it worse is that we're going into winter, into the first wave started in March. So we're coming out of it. We're coming outside, out of our homes, going into the backyards for the summer, gardening, all that. This is the spring had sprung. Everything was looking up and up.
Mm-hmm.
At least cases were going up, but so was the temperature.
I know.
Oh, that's a T-shirt. And now it's the opposite. We're going inside. We're starting back. The temperature's getting low. So we're going in now for 6-7 months of awful weather.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, not only the weather thing as we're going into the second wave, but the what do you call it? Not civil disobedience. Yeah, I guess that's people are not listening to the government anymore. They're being defiant. They're like, screw it. All weekend there were these anti-lockdown protests, anti-masks protests, all of this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I know. Oh, here's some good news that might also kind of make you a little concerned.
Good.
Good. The world has just gotten one step closer to a zero emission aviation.
I saw that. A plane.
It's the world's first hydrogen-fueled, cell-powered flight of a commercial-grade aircraft.
I will let them test that one out for a few years before I get on any
That's what I thought.
fucking plane.
Yeah.
That's overpowering. That I can't even imagine. We're going on a really significant trip in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And all of that is overshadowed by the flight.
I know. But at least I got some Ativan.
Yeah.
That's gonna help. And don't you love the idea that there can be maybe a flight that's so much better for the environment?
I think we should just focus on trains. What the hell are we doing in the sky?
Yeah, I know.
The sky is we don't belong in the skies. None of us. No humans. Keep us on the ground.
I know.
This obsession.
They said developing aircraft that create less pollution will help significantly in zero carbon emissions by 2050. That would be great. It shows that technologies to clean up air travel are now at our fingertips, with enormous potential to build back better and drive clean economic growth.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens, but that's at least promising, and people are working on stuff like that. So that cheers me up.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, there's some good stuff.
It is, yeah.
That's your daily dose for today.
Oh.
Yeah,
Wow.
I know.
Shorty poo today.
Yeah.
All
That's right.
Well, in that case.
Here we go. Daily dose.
Daily dose. Daily dose.
Yep.
Get the news from coast
2020.
to coast. Daily dose.
Yeah.
Daily dose. All your news
With who,
from
though?
coast to
All the
coast.
news and headlines from Jen Grant.
Good job. Why am I so depressing? People come on here to change their thoughts, and
I know.
I'm like, yeah, we're all depressed and going on a lockdown. I don't know. Why am I doing this?
Well, you are a human being.
Maybe other people are out there feeling the same way, and they'll feel
A connection.
comfort.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're human, right? What are you going to do? Be fake about it?
Yeah.
And some days it's easier to be fake than others, or at least fake it until you make
I
it.
am
Right?
so sick of the notion of fake it till you make it.
Are you? Okay, sorry.
I cannot. No, I just mean in general.
Did you not
Show
dance
business.
for the Daily Dose today?
I did a little head thing.
Oh, you did?
Why did we?
I'm trying to see your dance.
Oh, no,
On
just-
the delay.
By the way, let me do just real quick. Of course, as you know, you've grown to know and love that this episode of the Julien Dionne Show is brought to you by Gringos Blazing Sauces. Yeah.
So good.
Oh.
I'm obsessed with their barbecue sauce now.
We had, I mean, I don't want to talk about it because it's not available, but we had a blackberry bourbon barbecue sauce in the fridge here for a few weeks, and polished off the bottle this weekend. It was so good. Gringos Blazing Sauces, the best hot sauces and barbecue sauces, charcuterie jellies, and salsas made with fresh squeezed lime juice and nothing but the freshest ingredients you will find. Gringos Blazing Sauces, trust me, I'm a pepperhead. Do yourself a favor. Do the hot sauce lover in your life a favor. Go to gringosblazingsauces.com for a wide selection of the best artisanal, locally made hot sauces out there. Doug Knight, chef by trade, and his wife Laura, they're obsessed with finding the perfect balance between heat and flavor, and they nail it every single time they do. It's not all heat. It's a good amount of heat, good intense heat, but also incredible flavors. gringosblazingsauces.com. They ship all over North America, right here in Ottawa. But if you live in Canada and have an order for $40 or more, it's free shipping. Also, on top of that, listeners of this program get an additional 5% off by entering promo code JD5 at checkout. That's right. You enter promo code JD5, you get free shipping, 5% off. If you live in Canada, what you can't go wrong. Go to gringosblazingsauces.com, gringosblazingsauces.com. Do it today. I was trying to change it up, but there's no way of changing it up without going long.
Right.
Trying to, I always say the same thing.
Right.
Trying to,
Well, could you just talk about?
Whoops.
Oh, I kind of like that
All
song.
right. Well, We don't know what's going to happen from day to day, but we are at the mercy of the second wave. We don't know what's going to happen to you and Dave.
Dave?
I don't know. This go. I haven't done a song in a while. I don't know if I still have it.
You still have it in you.
Thank you so much for being with us today on this Monday show. We want to tell you that no matter what, the coronavirus is going to get all of us.
You get all tender.
The coronavirus is going to kill all of us.
Jules!
The coronavirus is going to affect all of us at some point or another. Let's just embrace it.
Hey.
I don't know.
That's not a nice message to send people.
It's hard to...
You're just basically saying the coronavirus will kill all of us.
Well, I know, you're right. All right, here we go. This is called The Brighter Day, so let's... 2, 3. Whoa. Oh, hold on, not yet. Looking for it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. Woke up this morning with a feeling of empty inside. Don't know what to do with myself. Do I start the day or just... I can't. It's forced.
I wonder if
By the way,
does Mike listen to this podcast?
MIKE PLUME?
Yes.
I don't know.
I would
He
love
must
to-
hate the song. Like a
I
real
was just thinking-
singer-songwriter would be like, ugh.
I was just thinking, like, what does he think of your songs? I would love to know.
By the way, do we have any comments today?
We don't really have very many today.
All right.
Let
well,
me just double check though.
Thanks for nothing.
Yeah, we have Doug says good morning.
Hey, Dougie.
Yeah, he says he's questioning. He's like, this is not the biggest morning show. Remember we were talking about Howard Stern?
I know. We're getting there.
And I said not yet with one of those cute winky emojis, if you're familiar.
I am.
He said he misses us. And I said, we miss you too. And
Well, there you go.
we're hoping to maybe see you
All
on
right.
Saturday.
So I guess no comments?
Yeah, these
Oh,
are the
well, yeah,
comments.
all right.
Yeah. Doug says, whenever we were talking about, how you felt depressed and nothing to look forward to, he said no dangling carrots to chase. And Sandy Harmer, our wonderful
Morning, Sandy.
medium that we chatted with, who we want to do a monthly thing with. Like,
Yeah.
I think at least, because she's... And my cousin Beth, my lovely cousin Beth, who listens all the time. Hello, Beth. You're listening right now. She was riveted by Sandy's interview, and so were many listeners. And Sandy is just so interesting to listen to, and the content and everything. And
Great interview.
Beth had a suggestion, which I really liked. She said, what about breaking down the topics and dealing, like talking about one specific thing and kind of promoting it that way, and it helps us focus too, because there were so many things we could have asked her that day. We were just like, oh.
Yeah, you want to continue, you want to go on and on. It's hard to, and then you go off on these tangents and all these side roads, and you want to.
Which is fun, but I think she's a great person to have on too, because it does give hope in this time. It's like something really hopeful and magical to talk about. And Laura says, oh yes, please, more Sandy, for sure. She's so great, and it would help her too to get the word out for her company, and she teaches people to tune into their own intuitive, I don't even know if I'm saying the terms right, but she also gives, of course, private readings and everything. And so this would be a good opportunity for her to get the word out about her. It's called Inner Awakenings, right, Jules? I'm trying to remember the
Inner Awakenings Spiritual Center, I believe.
Yeah, and her name is Sandy Harmer.
Go check her out.
Yeah, she's really very nice person and really great.
Okay, so
I sense that you want to wrap things up.
No. If we don't have any comments or anything, I'm good to wrap it up.
Okay.
How are you?
Yeah,
How are
I'm
you
fine.
doing?
Fine.
Yeah, we could do a shorter show. I've got a lot of stuff to do here.
Okay, well, thanks everybody for watching.
I didn't mean to. Did I sound rushed? I didn't mean to.
Well, a tiny bit, but that's
Oh.
okay. That's
no,
problem.
not at all. I was just going through notes here and while you were talking. Sorry.
That's okay.
Okay.
No problem.
Well, that's that, everybody.
Have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you tomorrow.
We appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow as we are live Mondays through Fridays at 7 a.m. Eastern on YouTube and Facebook, and then available on demand wherever you get your podcasts. Feel free to give us a share, please. Subscribe, like, and all that good stuff. Jenny, I love you.
Love you.
Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, and is that it? Anything else? Jenny? All right, that's it. Thank you, everybody, and as always, watch your head.
Waste of time, a beautiful waste of time, waste of time. I went to school, yeah, I learned a lot. Got a degree in what I'm not. You spend your life looking for what you already got. Such a beautiful waste of time, waste of time, a beautiful waste of time. It's just a waste of time. Wandering eyes and itchy feet, I'm just a thin, nervous shadow walking backwards down the street. The landing is bitter, but the falling is oh so sweet. It's just a waste of time, a beautiful waste of time. It's just a waste of time. The whole world wants a piece of my head, but they all get a piece of my mind instead. I roll over and go back to bed. It's such a beautiful waste of time, a waste of time.